Smackdown Hot Takes is where I take your thoughts, your opinions, your hot takes of the previous episode of Smackdown, Raw, PLEs, and Saturday Night Main Event. Saturday Main Event is tonight. We're going to live stream it on the channel, and then tomorrow, there'll be hot takes. Yeah, it's just going to be a crazy weekend, but it's going to be a fun weekend. Nonetheless, let's get started. WTF patch. No way they brought injured Jimmy Uso just to Claymore him. Yep, they brought in Jimmy just to Claymore. I loved it. I kept waiting for Solo to come out, actually, and beat up Jimmy, but I guess it was not even worth his time. And Drew McIntyre, though, Drew McIntyre out of nowhere with that Claymore, man, that was a surprise. And it looks like Drew is going systematically, one by one, assassinating every member of the OG Bloodline, and I am all for it. So I'm probably not going to put the comments on the video today because I have to work, I have to get ready for the live stream today, and I promised my kids I would take them somewhere. So, a lot on the plate today, so we're just going to try to get this video out as quick as possible. But comments will return on tomorrow's Saturday Night Main Event hot takes. Southpaw Jimmy. Solo should have landed the Superman punch to truly mock the OTC. I agree. I definitely agree with that. And Big Jim, I love how they're calling him Big Jim now. Big Jim, Big Bad Jim. Big Jim didn't get the pop from the crowd he deserves. Yeah, I just don't think the crowd knows how to react to him yet, and he doesn't have a cool yeet thing going on either. In fact, when they were yeeting him, he said, "Wrong brother," which I don't blame him for saying, but again, the crowd likes that. I don't know. Maybe Jay should just say, you know what, guys? Go ahead and yeet Jimmy on the other show because he needs something right now, or he needs a big angle. Zan the Man. They did Carmelo dirty with that squash 100%. There was no need to do that. Don't get me wrong. When Braun Strowman beat the Big Show, he stood tall. That was a moment. I loved Braun Strowman in 2017. I'm sorry, but time has passed him by. Everything, does he still have a place? I'm sure they could do something with it, but face Braun Strowman just doesn't do it for me. It's like face Rhea Ripley. Here we got this character come in. He's super big, super strong, and he says, I'm going to beat you up. I'm going to laugh at you as I beat you up. And then he proceeds to beat you up and laugh at you as he beats you up. And he's the good guy in this situation? How did this help Carmelo at all? Oh, what? If anything, it helped Nick Aldis. It helped Nick Aldis prove that he's such a GM, but do we have to sacrifice Carmelo Hayes? We just built him up in this good little back and forth feud with Andrade, and we're going to just take a dump on him like this? And my hot take is that we're at 7,105 subscribers as I record this, which means we're getting dangerously close to me giving away one of these titles. I will give it away free of charge. All you got to do to win is comment below, be a subscriber, hit the bell notification, and as an extra bonus, giving me a thumbs up will help the engagement of the channel, getting these videos out to more people, thus getting more subscribers, thus being quicker to give you the belt. Again, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification. I'm trying to become a full-time YouTuber, and in the process, I'm trying to bribe you by being a subscriber. Hopefully you like the content as well, but you know what? Win-win. I get to quit the day job when I get enough, people watching the channel. The ad revenue helps me quit the day job, and you get a belt. So win-win. Let's do this. 7,000 right now. We can get to 10,000 before Royal Rumble, correct? Let's do it, guys. Let's do it, girls. TTJC, I hope Braun at least getting fattened up to be fed to Cody. I would kind of be okay if that was the case, but the fact is, Braun was being a face in this situation, and Melo was a heel, and Cody is a face. And if they were doing it just to fatten him up for a Cody loss, then they would have had to feed him Andrade, Apollo Crews, and some other people. But yeah, no. Oh, man. DSPO6ZD, my hot take is this show sucks and deserves to be canceled. And then he goes on to say that a bunch of wrestlers, they suck, and he has profanity with it. So for future reference, please, I'm not mad. I don't care even. In my personal life, I probably drop an F-bomb here and there. However, this channel is not going to have profanity on it. So please, 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 don't. And if you are like, oh god, that makes this channel suck, you want a TVM rating on this channel, it's just not gonna happen. So like there's plenty of other channels who do that, and great for them. But I ask that to be a part of the comment section. We're just gonna leave it family friendly here. So I want to read your comments, but don't swear in them. There's other ways around the profanity. No judgment, no hate, no shade. It's just how I'm doing the channel. A lot of people talking about that Braun Strowman match. Carmelo has the gimmick, the theme, the charisma, the talent to be a star. He has had an amazing matches, and the fact that he just got fed to Braun to hype up his return that nobody even cared about is an insane move. Yup. I mean, if they wanted to hype up Bronson Reed, if this was Bronson Reed, I'd be okay with it. Okay, I'm not just mad that Melo lost. If they wanted to do Bronson Reed coming back, well, the storyline would call for it. Bronson Reed is a relevant monster in the future. But Braun Strowman, he's a monster, but I'm sorry, they've already done the damage to him. They've already booked that dude into, like, we don't believe in him. And Bronson Reed, I believe in him. If he were to squash Melo, I would question it, but I'd be okay with it. But for Braun Strowman to squash Melo, I'm questioning it, and I'm not okay with it. Candy Marmain, I really hope Drew doesn't interfere in Roman versus Solo combat. I need this match to be a one-off thing and no rematch. I would like only person to interfere and it to be The Rock. Huh, interesting. I did not think of Drew interfering, but it would make sense, actually. It definitely would make sense. And yeah, huh. I wasn't even thinking of The Rock for some reason. I guess maybe I'm tired. It is 6 a.m. But yeah, okay. Would Drew do it? I feel Drew is targeting Jey Uso, but if Roman was there on Raw fighting, that would be a very tempting target, because at the end of the day, no matter how mad he's at with everybody in the bloodline, the head of the bloodline has always been Roman, and that should be Drew's end goal. But that said, I think you're going to be happy. I don't think it's going to be Drew. But The Rock, on the other hand, if he interferes on Solo's behalf, and we know The Rock's going to be at Netflix, he interferes on Solo's behalf, Solo doesn't have to lose, Solo doesn't have to lose his bloodline, stays very relevant. Roman, then, he's a man without a tribe, and he can't do nothing about it. Interesting thought here. Interesting thought. I didn't think Drew, but now I'm starting to think Rock. Pyrai Das CR? Sorry, I can't pronounce your name. But Braun is not a new superstar, WWE. Yeah, I agree. Melo is a new superstar. Give him the push, or don't put him against Braun. If you want Braun to look strong, give him somebody else. Not Melo. Give him Apollo Crews. Apollo Crews has been a jobber forever. The only time Apollo Crews was ever really awesome was when he was the Prince. Other than that, you know, if you're not going to make Apollo Crews the Prince, then just job him out to Braun Strowman. Not Melo. Melo is him. The smartest idiot. That name still. If Roman really is planning to retire, I would love for Solo to not only win, but have the Ula Fala be something that is passed down generation to generation. That'd be cool. Yeah, that'd be cool. I don't think Roman's planning on retiring anytime soon. In fact, I think he has, like, didn't they re-sign him for like 2 more years? Now it's gonna be very limited, but he's gonna be here for a while. Bishop Marley, new member of the channel, just started yesterday on the live stream. Chelsea winning was the right move. I'm not buying the having a veteran win to add prestige to the lineage narrative. Both new titles need to be won by up-and-comers who are over with the crowd and can have good matches. Fair, very fair. I was kind of saying, you know what, if Naomi won, that would give it lineage. So I was kind of on that boat. However, that said, Chelsea Green winning, Meacham winning, I'm all for it as well. I'm not like stuck. I'm not stuck in that narrative of, yes, I wanted it, but I'm okay with going the other route as well. Chelsea or Meacham, gonna be amazing, gonna be awesome as your champion. Candy Marmain, Solo Sikoa does not have aura anymore. Yes, I thought last week he had a good promo. This week did not do him any favors. I'm going to hold on that statement because, for a while I thought Solo had zero appeal after what? SummerSlam, but then he just out of nowhere after Bad Blood came out with such personality. Pulled off to after his match on Netflix with Roman before we say he has no aura. I think he just didn't get any airtime today, and he's still trying to navigate how to maximize his minutes because there could be like week after week where Solo is just on fire, and then we have kind of a dull week with Solo, and he's still relatively new. So I'm just gonna chalk this up to him still trying to figure out how to maximize those minutes when he does have them. Jay in Love, the show felt like it was missing something. I agree. Last week, a lot of people, I think it was Raw. I think a lot of people were not so high on Raw last week, and I was like, oh, no. It was world building. They were progressing storylines. However, this SmackDown definitely felt off. Yeah, some storylines did get progressed, but I don't know. I felt it was a step backwards, and the reason why is, well, we had a DQ finish with Solo and LA Knight. We had Melo, he got squashed. Yeah, it was missing something. I'm not sure exactly what it was. PR Goldstein, who is Brian's wrestling member of the channel, my second member of the channel, actually. I like how they are kayfabe the fact that Naomi didn't say anything to the man who took out her husband, though it probably will lead to Jay versus Drew. Okay, yeah, I didn't pick up on that actually. So Drew McIntyre, he Claymore kicks Jimmy Uso, right? Then he's backstage with Nick Aldis, and who appears? We got Bianca and Naomi, but Naomi doesn't say anything. In real life, Naomi and Jimmy are married. They've even said that on TV before, and yet here's Drew McIntyre all doing this to Nick Aldis, and she doesn't say or acknowledge him. So that's kayfabe right there. That's kayfabe. Just pretend you're not married so we don't have to kind of involve, they don't have to cross paths really. So yeah, I kind of like that too, actually. The Angela Jetson, I keep forgetting to add to my takes, but I wanted to wish you a happy holidays to you and your family. Oh, well, thank you. Happy holidays to you, your family, and actually everybody out there. Happy holidays to you as well. If you don't celebrate the holidays, then happy Monday through Friday, and then weekends, happy weekends too. The few things that stuck out to me, I wanted to see Melo and Andrade have a real Game 7 match since LA Knight ruined it, but instead I got Melo getting squashed by Braun. Cry face emoji. I second that cry face emoji because he don't understand why Melo had to lose to Braun Strowman. I'm sorry, I'm trying not to dwell on it, but I'm dwelling on it. Braun Strowman should not have won. In what world does this benefit anybody? If you're not going to give Braun Strowman the championship in 2025, if this was not the start of the mega push for Braun Strowman, well then I call shenanigans, and this was a horrible booking decision. I digress. The rest of the comment. I'm sorry, I get really passionate when I really believe in something, and I really believe that was the wrong call. Melo should not be fighting Braun Strowman. He should not, unless he's going to win. Are they really about to have tribal combat match that's supposed to have no bloodline interference and still have bloodline interference anyway? Yeah, that's the key. Tribal combat, no bloodline interference, just put on a hoodie and a mask and then you can interfere. I'm not sure if it was on my end, but the audience sounded terrible tonight. Show was good overall. I'm excited for Saturday Night Main Event. Yeah, the audience was kind of low-key, which sucks because next week is a taped episode. So that means if the audience was low-key, then both episodes are going to be low-key. That said, I wasn't really feeling this SmackDown, so maybe the audience wasn't really feeling it as well. Damian King, Drew is an absolute menace, and I'm here for it. Oh my God, he is. He's just running amok and trolling everybody. And then imagine tomorrow, the one night only thing is the old belt from the 70s that Dusty never won. That'd be interesting. I know I think it was New York even, that they allowed Cody, when the cameras were off, to hold that belt. He's talking about this like belt from a long time ago. It was like NWA versus WWF at the time. It might have even been WWF at the time. And Dusty, I forget who his competitor was, but Dusty won, and it was like crazy. Oh my God, he won the WWF title when he's an NWA guy, but then they reversed the decision somehow. And so instead of the Winged Eagle, like everybody is expecting for Cody to bring to Saturday Night's Main Event, he's saying, what if it's the old belt? And that'd be kind of cool. But I think for nostalgia purposes, for the audience, the Winged Eagle will be the better belt. Also glad to see they use the Jericho rule again. It's a term I made up typing this comment. I think he's referring to me saying, hey, I'll be champion. It's been done before in place of Jade Cargill. I thought they were kind of playing off of Jacob Fatu giving the belt to Tungaloa. We miss you, Tungaloa. Come back soon, please. But Jericho I think Jericho was teamed up with Edge. Edge got injured, and so Jericho picked Big Show to be his partner. I could be wrong on that. That one, I remember it, and I don't remember it at the same time. Give me a break, though. It was like 2010, I believe, 2009. That would be the Jericho rule. Okay, I mean, I don't like it. That rule, but it has been done before. Jamie K. With Raw taking a lot of the top stars due to Netflix, I think WWE should pick a new SmackDown 6 and make SmackDown the show to establish your name. Who would your 6 be? Funny you mentioned that, Jamie K. I actually did a video talking about the transfer window, the transfer portal, and I actually brought up the SmackDown 6, and I think I'm going to do a video on that and just do more in-depth on it. So I'm not going to answer it right this second, but I will do a video on the new SmackDown 6. I would like that. Jamie K. Jacob Fatu needs to graduate out of his current gimmick and start cutting promos and connecting with the audience as a strong and menacing heel. He's too good on the mic to only be saying, I love you so low. Well, it's hard not to love so low. But I do get what you're saying, but he has time. He does have a little more time. He's okay. He will be just soaring high soon enough. The main event seed is stacked. We're about to get to WrestleMania. After WrestleMania, I believe that is his time to shine. KB, if you're watching this today, please wish your son a very happy 15th birthday. I can't help but notice how Tiffy always eyes the title around Nia. Just cash in already. Put us and yourself out of your misery. Agreed? Cash in. Please cash in. There's no point in, like, what are you waiting for at this point? WrestleMania? Don't wait. You could get hit by a bus tomorrow. Cash in today. Number 2, KO in a Stardust shirt is insane. Yes, KO. He's a good troll. He's a good in-person troll. Drew McIntyre, he's king of the internet, but KO in person, he knows how to get under your skin. Number 3, Naomi looking real sus right now. I've been saying it all along. I always said it was Naomi, so I want my flowers if it's her. 4, Big Jim needs a single push. I am worried that he's going to fall. He's going to be like the Marty Jannetty. I am really worried about that, which is crazy because everybody says Big Jim is actually the funny one. And the funny one is usually better on the mic. But I don't know. Jey Uso has that connection and the crowd does like Jimmy, but they only like Jimmy. They love Jey Uso, and I'm kind of the same way. I do like Jimmy. I'm like, yeah, cool, Jimmy's here. But when Jay's here, I'm like, oh yeah, Jay's here. You get what I'm saying? Like Jimmy needs to step it up. Number 5, my OTC will be getting his Ula Fala back starting Netflix the right way. Well, like I said, or other people said it and convinced me, The Rock is ever present. Be careful. Hashtag his daddy give him that chain. Stuart, I have a very strong feeling that Roman Reigns will beat Solo Sikoa for the Ula Fala live on Raw Netflix debut. If Roman wins the match, music hits, the final boss has arrived, but we both know The Rock is going after Cody Rhodes. 100% explanation point. I don't know, DeVille Stewart. I think The Rock's going to cost the match somehow, some way. And, like, what does Solo do for WrestleMania season if he's not? I don't know. Solo versus Jim? That's the big singles push. It's all up in the air. Macho Man Braun. Since Saturday's main event is tomorrow, I decided to watch the original for the first time. It was so nice to see all those legends. My mom was in high school when it first premiered. Ooh, Saturday night's main event. People like kind of don't think about it in a certain way, but it's just as important as WrestleMania. It was a huge freaking deal back in the day. The team up with The Rock and Wrestling, WrestleMania, and Saturday Night Main Event, all three of those things really propelled WWE to where it's at now. So the first Saturday Night Main Event was a spectacular show, and yeah, I'm so glad it's back. WTF patch, LA Knight's Oofa Lafa cracked me up good. That was class A LA Knight work. Yes, this is what LA Knight needs to do. He needs to be on the mic. We got to give him mic time. Give him more mic time than fight time, because on the mic, he has these moments that you just don't know, and he just makes it all up on the spot. So we got to give him more mic time, because Oofa Lafa, hilarious. He can use that forever now. Rafael Adai. Number one, Bayley really made Chelsea look like $1 million. Those two had a great match. In my opinion, Chelsea will bring prestige to the U.S. title. I was kind of saying that maybe Chelsea shouldn't get it because of her comedic character, but I am seeing that now. I am definitely seeing, you know what? Whatever. She's just going to be a very great champion with comedic roots to it. Yeah, and I love that Bayley's willing to put over talent. Number two, whenever Roman is on screen, it's always cinema, but I wonder if Drew will cost Roman the Ulafala and Jimmy Soul the Claymore like a boss, even with one leg. Yes, I agree. And yeah, is it going to be Drew? Could you imagine Drew? If they had Drew fight Roman or do that, then they would have to maybe have a match at Rumble? I don't know. I don't think it would be Drew that changes the course of the bloodline so drastically. But The Rock, on the other hand... Number three, Kevin Owens keeps making valid points. Sooner or later, the crowd will turn on Cody, and that's when Homelander arc begins. You're kind of right, and you're actually seeing it with Drew. Now the crowd is actually starting to get behind Drew McIntyre, and eventually, if people keep shoving these facts in Cody's face, Cody couldn't even rebuttal. He was just like, you know what? I'm going to come and beat you up. When you have to resort to violence in a logical discussion, well, that kind of means that you have the weaker point. Number four, LA Knight versus Solo Sikoa wasn't bad in my opinion. I wish it had been longer, but well, we got a 3-man tag team match next week. Playa. I miss Penny Long. Oh yeah, I didn't even think of that. We're definitely gonna have a tag team match. Playa, Teddy Long, one-on-one with The Undertaker. Teddy Long was he was a man. He was the man. But yeah, the thing that I didn't like was the DQ finish. Solo could have used the win. Now, LA Knight didn't need a loss, but Solo needed the win. All we had to have is Shinsuke pop up, spray the mist in LA Knight's face, and boom, we get Solo with the win. We get Shinsuke looking strong. We get LA Knight. He's mad, and he goes off after the U.S. title again. William K. Gasmosti. Tiffy should have won the match. It would have been a great match between Tiffy and Chelsea. I agree. I don't like that the Money in the Bank person always loses, and then they win. I don't like that kind of booking. I feel that if you have the Money in the Bank, you should have more wins than losses. It should almost be like a title. Crash out of the year, but I want him to go after Solo Bloodline too, because Solo is the one who cost him the championship at Clash of the Castle, so he attacks them too, not just Roman Bloodline. That would be kind of cool, going after every bloodline, like he's just a mercenary and he's after everybody. However, the fact is, I think he's more mad at Roman than he's mad at Solo. Yeah, he doesn't like Solo, but at this point in time, Solo hates Roman also. And in his mind, Roman's the one that gave Solo the order. So while he probably doesn't love Solo Sikoa, he's kind of the mindset of, well, hey, you know what? At least CM Punk took a bribe. So he's leaving CM Punk alone. Not Jey Uso, not Sammy Uso, not Jimmy Uso. So in his mind, well, at least Solo has turned on Roman, so I'll leave them alone. I think everything revolves around Roman, and the enemies of Roman are now the friends of Drew. That's how I think that they're playing it. And Drew saluted Naomi after attacking her husband, and she did nothing about it. I don't think he was saluting Naomi, although it could be, because Drew is such a troll. I didn't think of that, but I think he was saluting Nick Aldis, actually, because he was just like, okay, you're the boss, even though he's like, he doesn't even care at this point. But you could be right. Maybe he was doing that. KO cooked Cody, which KO wins the title. Cody can always win it back. Yeah, I don't know why we can't just let Cody win it back at Royal Rumble. At this time of year, back in the Attitude Era, we had Mankind beat The Rock for the title, and then The Rock, he wins it back. They did a back and forth a bunch of times, I think, and why can't we just do that here? I get it, long title reigns are awesome and whatever, but we could just hot potato for a minute. It would really give Kevin Owens the credibility that he needs. What's the point of putting him in the main event if he's just always going to lose? Chris Gutierrez, Chelsea Green versus Bayley was a snooze fest, unfortunately. Meacham and Stratton definitely carried. Yeah, Stratton and Meacham, definitely a great match. There was a botch at the end that I feel they gotta start getting able to, I don't know, roll with the punches. If there was a botch at the end, don't just finish the match. Correct the botch, and then finish the match. They could have easily just kept the match going for another 15, 20 seconds. That said, it was a good match. Chelsea Green versus Bayley. I thought it was okay. It didn't set the world on fire, but I am glad that unlike Braun Strowman, Bayley was willing to put over the younger talent. Epsilon, code M123. KO needs to beat Cody this time. I wish. I know Randy Orton is going to return and KO and Cody will win, but it would be great if KO wins. I get it. So he wants KO to win, but he knows that Cody is going to win, and I'm kind of in the same boat. I want KO to win, but I know Cody will. Got the nation. Drew McIntyre and KO are the MVPs of 2024. Goat emoji, goat emoji. Biggest trolls of WWE 2024. And they definitely are wearing the Stardust shirt. KO kept Drew McIntyre just everywhere. I think Drew is the real MVP. From January all the way to now, the dude's just on fire. KO, though, has been doing great. He's definitely the MVP of Cody feuds after WrestleMania, but I feel if I had to pick between those two, Drew heads and shoulders above everybody else as your MVP of WWE, but KO is doing amazing work too. Brawl Mayhem, I didn't think that Meacham would beat Tiffy. And I kind of did because, I think they're just doing a rematch of Meacham versus Chelsea from earlier in the year when they had a dumpster match. Number 2, Cody and Kevin's brawl was great. Yeah, WWE knows how to do brawls. Number 3, Braun versus Carmelo was a good match. I disagree. I wanted Carmelo to win, but that's fine. You're allowed to like who you like. I'm allowed to like who I like. We're allowed to disagree. And the Roman segment was great. I agree there, though. I did love that Roman segment. Negligence. I'm glad we're finally getting a Jimmy Uso singles run like Jay. I hope so. I hope he wasn't there to solely eat the Claymore and to further Jay and Drew's feud. I want Jimmy to actually have some substance when he comes back as a single star. Right now, it was fine. He has a broken toe. He can't do nothing. So being part of someone else's storyline, that's fine. But I don't want that to be his only spot on the card. Though, a part of me wishes they become the Usos again. I think that is a better choice overall. Not for Jay, but for Jimmy. Yes, the Usos will be better for Jimmy and not Jay. I think they will have another run as the Usos. They're going to be probably like the Hardys, where Jeff Hardy had a good singles run, but he would come back to the Hardys every once in a while, and that's probably what will happen with the Usos. And the last one, Donatello Leonardo. Drew is the man. I hope he gets a heel title run soon. Yeah, so do I. He needs it. He deserves it. Please give it to him at some point. Please, please, please give it to him. El Jobby to Braun was weak. Hopefully they allow him to cost Braun a match next week so he can build some heat. Yeah, weak. You know how I feel. Edit. After seeing Bayley match, it's even worse. It hurt Bayley exactly 0% to put Chelsea over, and she did it fairly clean too. Okay, I get what you're saying. You imagine if Melo somehow got that upset win. Actually, it would make Braun Strowman even more interesting if Melo could have pinned him. Because when Braun Strowman showed up, it was like very much so, oh, well, we know how this is going to play out. But if Melo had somehow, some way gotten the win, that would have been way more interesting for both characters. And who knows, maybe they would strike up a friendship after that. I don't know. I think it was just a very missed opportunity. And you're right, Bayley put over Chelsea, 0 loss to her credibility. And yet, why couldn't we do that for Melo? I don't know, but that's your hot takes for your SmackDown episode of yesterday. We have Saturday Night Main Event tonight and hot takes tomorrow. And then I'll do 3 hot, 3 not, because I haven't done it yet. I was waiting for Saturday Night Main Event to happen. But guys, girls, have yourselves a great day.